Today, we're looking across Seattle and its surrounding suburbs to count down 5 greater Seattle communities that stand out for best price per square foot. And the number one pick is not the first name many Seattle shoppers would guess. When people talk about Seattle real estate, the conversation often gets pulled toward close-in neighborhoods, waterfront views, or high-profile tech corridors. But price per square foot tells a different story because it asks a very practical question. How much living space are you getting for the money? For this countdown, we're looking at places across the greater Seattle area where the value conversation gets especially interesting, using home value signals, location context, and the everyday character of each community. To be clear, price per square foot is not the same thing as saying a place is cheap, and it is not the only factor that matters. A larger home, an older home, a longer commute, a different lot size, or a more suburban street pattern can all change the equation. But if you are comparing Seattle and its suburbs through a budget and space lens, these 5 places deserve a closer look. We'll start at number 5 and work our way to the top. Number 5 is Monroe. Monroe sits in Snohomish County near the Cascade foothills, right where the Skykomish and Snoqualmie rivers come together to form the Snohomish River. That geography gives Monroe a different feel from the denser neighborhoods closer to central Seattle, with more of a foothills and river valley setting. For price per square foot shoppers, Monroe stands out because the conversation is about getting more space while still staying within the broader Seattle orbit. Its median home price is around $736,153 per Zillow and Redfin in 2026, and its walk score is 86, according to Walk Score in 2026. What helps Monroe land here is the combination of residential space, a defined town center, and access to outdoor landmarks without being in the middle of Seattle's highest-priced corridors. The city has long been tied to U.S. Route 2, Snohomish County growth, and the east-west movement between the metro area and the mountains. In a price per square foot ranking, that matters because Monroe can appeal to buyers comparing square footage, lot feel, and total home cost against places much closer to Seattle. It starts our countdown as a value-oriented pick with a setting that feels distinctly different from the urban core. Number 4 is Everett. Everett is the county seat of Snohomish County and one of the major cities in the Puget Sound region, sitting about 25 miles north of Seattle. It brings a larger city structure than Monroe, with waterfront areas, established residential neighborhoods, commercial corridors, and a long industrial and maritime history. From a price per square foot angle, Everett is notable because its median home price is around $562,035 per Zillow and Redfin in 2026. It also posts a walk score of 95, according to Walk Score in 2026, which is a strong signal for daily access in the right parts of the city. Everett's value story is not just about one number. It is about the range of settings inside the city. You have older neighborhoods near downtown, streets closer to the waterfront, and residential pockets that stretch toward the north and east. That variety can create different price per square foot opportunities depending on property type and location within Everett. For anyone comparing the north end of the greater Seattle area, Everett deserves attention because it combines a lower median home price than several other picks here with the scale and services of a major Snohomish County city. Before we move into the top 3, this is where the countdown starts to get more interesting. The next communities are not all the same kind of place. One is a crossroads suburb with major highway access. One is a large South King County city with a very different price and space profile. And one is a North End pick that may surprise people who only focus on Seattle proper. That variety is exactly why price per square foot can be such a useful lens. Number 3 is Lynnwood. Lynnwood is in Snohomish County, north of Seattle and south of Everett, near the junction of Interstate 5 and Interstate 405. That location is a big part of its identity because Lynnwood functions as a major suburban crossroads within the Seattle metropolitan area. For price per square foot, the key is that Lynnwood often gets compared with closer-in North Seattle neighborhoods, Shoreline, Edmonds-adjacent areas, and other North End suburbs. Its median home price is around $810,573 per Zillow and Redfin in 2026, and its walk score is 71, according to WalkScore in 2026. Lynnwood may not have the lowest median home price, but the value discussion is about space, access, and the kinds of properties people compare across the North Metro area. The city includes major retail corridors, residential streets, and connections that make it a familiar name for anyone looking north of Seattle. Because it sits near two major interstates, Lynnwood often enters the conversation when buyers are weighing square footage against location. In a best price per square foot countdown, it earns the number 3 spot by balancing a strong regional position with roomier suburban housing patterns. Number 2 is Federal Way. Federal Way sits in King County and is part of the Seattle metropolitan area, located south of Seattle along the corridor between Seattle and Tacoma. It is one of the more recently incorporated cities in the county, and its population was 101,030 at the 2020 census. Federal Way stands out because it offers a different South King County comparison point for people focused on space and overall value. Its median home price is around $622,819 per Zillow and Redfin in 2026, while its walk score is 29, according to WalkScore in 2026. Federal Way's lower walk score tells you something important about how the city is built. This is generally a more spread out, car-oriented place than dense Seattle neighborhoods. But in a price per square foot conversation, that suburban layout can be part of why buyers look here, especially when comparing home size and lot context. Federal Way also has major commercial areas, access to regional roads, and a location that connects the South Metro area. It takes the number 2 spot because its price signal, scale, and South King County position make it a serious value contender. And now we arrive at number 1. Number 1 is Marysville. Marysville is in Snohomish County, about 35 miles north of Seattle, adjacent to Everett, on the north side of the Snohomish River Delta. That location puts it farther from Seattle's center than several other names in the countdown, but still firmly within the greater metropolitan region. From a price per square foot perspective, that distance can change the math, especially for shoppers comparing space, home size, and total purchase price across the north end. Its median home price is around $651,809 per Zillow and Redfin in 2026, and its walk score is 81, according to WalkScore in 2026. Marysville takes the top spot because it brings together several value signals at once: a North Snohomish County location, a median price below Lynnwood and Monroe, and a setting where the conversation often shifts toward getting more space for the money. It is not the closest option to Seattle, and that is part of why the price per square foot story becomes interesting. Marysville also has the advantage of sitting next to Everett, giving it a connection to one of the region's larger employment and service centers without being the same market. For buyers comparing greater Seattle suburbs through a space and budget lens, Marysville is the surprise winner. So to recap, number 5 was Monroe, with its foothills location and river valley setting. Number 4 was Everett, a major Snohomish County city, with a strong median price signal. Number 3 was Lynnwood, the north end crossroads near Interstate 5 and Interstate 405. Number 2 was Federal Way, a large South King County city where the value conversation looks very different from central Seattle. And number 1 was Marysville, the north side pick that really did make this countdown more unexpected. The bigger takeaway is that best price per square foot in the Seattle area often means looking beyond the neighborhoods that dominate the usual conversation. Once you widen the map to include suburbs north and south of the city, the value picture changes quickly. Each of these 5 places has its own trade-offs, but all of them belong in the discussion when square footage matters. What did we miss? Which Seattle area neighborhood or suburb would you have put in your top 5 for best price per square foot? If you think we ranked one too low, or if there's a specific pocket people should know about, drop your pick in the comments. If this helped you think about the greater Seattle market in a new way, give the video a like and subscribe for more Seattle neighborhood deep dives. And tell us what you want next. A closer look at one of these cities, a commute-focused ranking, or another Seattle housing topic.